Oakland, is that where you're from?
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
How long you been in L.A.?
Say, old folks, you ask a lot of questions. Well, I just wanted to say that I know I wasn't your first choice, but thank you for going with me.
We all love our children, Richard. The question is, do we like them? Take my son. I love him, sure, I love him, sis.
Youngblood, your mother named you Lemuel after your bookie daddy.
I knew some people would write me off, but you...
You've seen it a million times. Athletes try acting and most of them flop. But Michael Warren, on the other hand, this guy nailed it. From UCLA basketball to Hill Street Blues, he didn't just avoid the typecasting. He built a full-on career, all while staying out of the drama and scandals. Seriously, how many athletes can say that? And if you think you don't know him, trust me, you do. Let me show you why. Born in 1971 in South Bend, Indiana, Michael was destined for greatness from the start, and not just on the court. Back in the 1980s, young Michael was balling out in high school like a pro. He was on a championship-winning team in junior high, leading his squad to the state finals in high school. And guess what? He didn't stop there. He landed a spot at UCLA, joining the legendary men's basketball team at a time when none other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a freshman, and the coach was none other than legendary John Wooden. Together, they were unstoppable. We're talking about 30-0 in 1967 and 29-1 in 1968. The team was pretty much the Michael Jordan of the college basketball world before MJ even knew what basketball was. Now, Warren, he wasn't the tallest or the loudest. He wasn't slamming dunks or blocking shots like a giant. But baby, what he had was heart. He played guard, and boy did he play it with style, averaging 12.4 points a game in 1967. He was named to the NCAA All-Tournament team, snagged an All-American title in 1968, and let's not forget, he was a part of that UCLA team, which is pretty much on every best college basketball team list ever. Did I mention the dude was also a defensive nightmare? Yeah, they called him the Bruins' best defender in 1966. But hold up, Michael's time at UCLA wasn't all sunshine and slam dunks. He ran straight into some ugly truths about racism. California, this progressive, sun-soaked paradise, was still holding on to some old-school segregation in certain spots, and it hit Michael like a slap in the face. Black students were straight-up limited on where they could rent apartments, having to crash in fraternities just to survive.
And we, it wasn't that we couldn't go to certain places, but you knew, in Glendale, they had a sundown law.
And don't even get me started on the South. When the team traveled for games, it was like stepping into a whole different era. He remembers one trip to North Carolina where the only bonding activity was a visit to a cigarette factory. Oh, and Michael initially had dreams of being a sociologist and social worker.
Theater arts in college. Oh, wait, well, that was around the corner yesterday before he came here.
But as fate would have it, he nearly flunked statistics in his sophomore year at UCLA. That's what almost took him down, a social worker who couldn't even handle stats. But fate had other plans. Instead of wallowing in his academic failures, he had a moment. One of those aha revelations we all have when life's like, time to switch it up. So he dipped into the fine arts department and started chasing something way more exciting than numbers. He found photography, and that's when his life went full speed ahead into the world of acting. Arthur Friedman, a photography instructor, must have seen that spark in Michael because he pushed him into acting classes, where the magic happened.
In 1968, I finished playing basketball, and in 1979, I started Hill Street.
And just like that, Michael traded in textbooks for stage lights, deciding he could make a career in Hollywood. But just when you thought he was done with sports for good, life threw him back into it when Jack Nicholson entered the scene for a film project. Michael was brought in as a technical advisor for basketball stuff, but as fate would have it, that's when the real twist came. They liked what they saw so much that they offered him an acting role. And just like that, Michael Warren's acting career was born. Of course, Michael's story wouldn't be complete without a few bumps in the road. He was drafted by the Seattle Supersonics for the NBA. That's right, he could have been a pro baller, but instead he made a hard pivot, choosing acting over basketball. And let me tell you, it wasn't all glitz and glam at first. Dude was out here working commercials, barely scraping by. But then, like a true game changer, his life shifted after the birth of his daughter. That was the wake-up call he needed. Suddenly, he was out there grinding, taking his acting career to the next level. And after putting in that real work, guess how long it took for him to make his first $10,000? Years. Ain't no overnight success here, folks. But even when the money started rolling in, Michael was still playing the long game. He knew Hollywood had a nasty habit of typecasting actors, just throw a ball in their hands and they're stuck as the jock for life. And Michael wasn't here for being pigeonholed as a former athlete turned actor. He wanted more. He saw the roles coming his way, basketball player this, sports star that, and he was like, nah, fam, I'm better than that.
Hey, say, man, I ain't them. I'm better.
At one point, he almost turned down a role in The White Shadow, which had another sports-related role. He was ready to walk away because he didn't want to get stuck in that mold. But eventually, he gave in. And you know what? He ended up turning that character into something more than just a basketball player. He developed the role, gave it depth,
It's the game, baby.
and proved that he was more than just a former athlete.
We got our man. Where's yours?
Our man got away.
He's quite known for starring in Hill Street Blues, a show that practically defined 80s TV. And if you haven't seen it, what's your excuse? Seriously.
Rika, shut up! Man, we have no car and we have no radio, man. So let's just be cool.
But before that, he was already making his rounds, gracing shows like The White Shadow and City of Angels. And let me tell you, this man was everywhere.
Impatience won't serve your agenda, Doctor. No, you don't turn a ship on a dime.
Recurring roles, guest appearances, you name it. Warren was making a name for himself in movies too. In 1971, he played a basketball player in Drive, He Said, directed by none other than Jack Nicholson.
And if you don't care and you win, you lose. All right. Now,
He kept showing up in everything. Norman, Is That You? Which, by the way, featured Red Fox and Pearl Bailey. Talk about a lineup.
What the hell are you trying to do?
Well, I thought maybe it'd be nice to know her. She's from Cleveland, and we got cousins there.
In 1979, Warren hit the CBS crime drama Paris, the show created by Hill Street Blues executive producer Stephen Bocco. He was a rookie officer.
I know she's back.
She's moved on with her life. Why can't you just accept that?
Fast forward to the late 90s and 2000s, and Warren was still making his rounds, guest starring in everything from Living Single to Girlfriends, playing the father-in-law role like a pro. Not to mention his recurring spot on Soul Food as Baron Marks, a hustler turned entrepreneur. Man, the roles kept coming, and Warren was out here collecting them like Pokemon cards.
Tell your brother that this business will not open in its intended location.
He even had his Tales from the Dark Side moment in 1985, playing a character named Pete Bancroft in the episode Satanic Piano.
You know how much I love you, man. But I moved over 1 million units last year.
Let me tell you, this guy's career was like a buffet of genres. He was serving drama, crime, comedy. You want it, Warren had it.
I knew some people would write me off. But you.
He even made a cameo in Buffy the Vampire Slayer in 2002. Yes, he was the psychiatrist trying to convince Buffy Summers she was losing her mind. And just when you think we're wrapping this up, he keeps going. This guy was like the acting Energizer Bunny. He didn't stop, ever. Now, we're not just talking about his career. No. Warren's personal life? Oh, you better believe it had its share of drama, too. In 1974, Warren married Sue Naramore, and they had 2 kids, Kikoa and Cash. But hold up, that marriage didn't last, and after a split, Warren married Jenny Palacios and had 2 more kids, Michaela and Grayson. But the juiciest part? Through his son Cash, Warren became the father-in-law to Jessica Alba. Yeah, that Jessica Alba.
Of course I like hanging out with you.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, your obsession with women's underwear is...
That was until early 2025, when the couple called it quotes and made it official. As for Michael, he's still flexing those acting muscles in films like Anderson's Cross and American Skin. Oh, but Michael Warren wasn't always a serious thespian, y'all.
We all love our children, Richard. The question is, do we like them? Take my son. I love him, sure, I love him since...
In fact, he straight up disrespected the craft in high school. Michael recalls this one time he was sitting in the front row during his senior class play full of teenage bravado, casually deciding to mess with his friend's lines. This was back when acting was more of a joke than a career path for him. But it's safe to say he came a long way since then. So, now this man is worth an estimated $5 million as of 2025. Yes, $5 million. Now let's talk about awards. Warren definitely wasn't just another actor filling up a role. Oh no. He grabbed some serious attention, especially for his legendary performance as Officer Bobby Hill in Hill Street Blues.
Look at this!
Hey, man, the world's full of phones, man. Lots of phones. Let's go find one.
We're talking Emmy nominations for his performance on that show in 1983 because, let's be honest, he was in a whole mood on that series. And the recognition didn't stop there. In 1983, Warren also bagged the People's Choice Award for Favorite Network TV Drama. What's better than a fan favorite, right? Exactly nothing. But the best part? This guy is all about giving it back. The Michael and Phyllis Warren Family Foundation is based out in sunny Gainesville, Florida. This foundation has been doing its thing since at least 2018. And let me tell you, it's not here for the spotlight. It's here to make an impact. And who's behind the wheel? None other than Michael E. Warren, president and trustee. In 2020, the foundation pulled in a solid $50,000 and turned around to disperse $52,443. Now that's what I call generosity with a capital G. Back in 2019, it pulled in $30,000 and distributed $36,583 to various charities.